Well, in the wake of widespread protests against implementing CET 2006 Act, the Karnataka government had backed out from doing so. But now it has come to light that Siddaramaya's one-year-old government is all set to implement the same from next academic year.
CET 2006 Act revived again. Sure to be implemented from next year. Government to make few amendments. CET 2006 Act is back to haunt students once again. The state government, which backed out from implementing the Act last year in the wake of intense protest across the state, in all probability will implement it from next academic year onward. But there will be a few amendments in the Act before its implementation. This Act was perceived to be anti-student right from the beginning. It is alleged that if the Act is implemented, availability of government seats in private colleges would be nullified. Hence, students opposed the move to implement the Act, and several organizations extended support to them. This compelled the government to adopt a wait-and-watch policy, and now it has decided to go ahead with the Act from the next academic year. Minister for Medical Education, Dr. Sharan Prakash Patil has confirmed the news.
2006 ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೆಲವು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಅವರ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು 2006 ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೆಲವು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ತಜ್ಞರನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸು ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್ನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಸಮಗ್ರವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾನೂನು ತರಬೇಕಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
The Act was formed several years ago and several states have implemented it. On top of it, the Supreme Court too has issued an order to implement the Act. Hence, with few modifications, the government is planning to bring it into force from next academic year. The minister said the government is committed to safeguard the interest of students, and it would see to it that state students and those who are financially backward would get priority. It will also ensure that private colleges would keep their word about sharing seats. Meanwhile, the consortium of private colleges had urged the government to allow them to hike fees from this year. Siddaramaya's government has learned to have told them about implementing the CET 2006 Act and hence to continue with the old free structure for this year. These are the facts that stand evidence to the government's intent in enforcing the Act. But the student organizations opine that blunders committed in the past are not repeated and hence interest of students should be of utmost priority for the government.
ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗೆ 2006 ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟು ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ದಿಂದ ಆದೇಶ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಪರಿಷತ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ತಲೆಬಾಗಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡನೇದು ಈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಇದೇ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಗುರಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ಗಳು ಏಕರೂಪದ ಏನು CET ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ನಡೀತಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ರದ್ದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮಾತು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟವರು ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇದ್ರ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಅಖಿಲ ಭಾರತ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಪರಿಷತ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ತೀವ್ರ ವಿರೋಧ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಏಕರೂಪದ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು.
Well, it is for sure that the Act will be implemented from next academic year. Students along with parents are curious about the amendments the government is going to make in the Act. If they find it not favoring students, then protests are certain to take place again. Amrita Patil for News9, Bengaluru.
Well, children have always had a very interesting connection with robots. Their special inquisitiveness on the subject has encouraged many to organize robotics-based competitions just like this one in the city. The Robo Cup Junior competition that had 12 teams from across India battled it out. Take a look.
Disaster management is one of the biggest concerns India faces, and it seems like technology is the only way to get to the root of the problem. Putting their brains to good use were a bunch of school students from across the country who gathered at the Vishveshwaraya Museum to display their handmade robots based on the theme Rescue. 12 teams from schools across India and Bengaluru pitted their robots against each other through a tough challenge. The robots had to maneuver through the hurdles placed on the tracks and reach the end point of the ramp as fast as possible. The teams were judged based on their robot's speed, its efficiency, the precision with which it moved, and its functionality. I have with me the organizer of the Indian Robo Cup Junior event. So, Mr. David, tell us what this whole event is all about. I mean, robotics, how friendly are Bengaluru kids to robotics?
See, Bangalore is already a IT hub in India, and we are not lacking behind in technology. Technology, when we talk about it, is the robotic which comes to mind. And this organization, RoboCup Junior Foundation, has been formed this year as an NGO to mainly conduct a RoboCup Junior competition in India.
What are the categories, what are the levels of competitions that these kids go through, and how many schools are involved? What is the selection process like?
We first conducted intra-school competitions. Each school had about 15-20 teams. From that we selected 5 teams. So 5 teams from each school competed in the zonal level, south, east and north and south zones. So from that we have selected 5-6 teams, and now there 12 teams are participating here. From here the competition mainly focused on rescue. You know, the theme is, suppose there is a gas leakage, a dangerous gas leakage, where human beings cannot go and rescue the victims. So here the robots are made to go and rescue the victims. That is the theme of this competition. So it is made into 2 levels, level ground floor and level 1. So the robots are programmed, not remote control. It's a programmed autonomous robots which go through the tracing the line, cleans up the ramp, and finally reaches the rescue part.
What next after this for the winners?
The winners will be selected, and they will be representing India in the international competition to be held in Brazil during the month of July.
From Bengaluru, 4 teams took part: St. John's School, Bishop Cotton's Boys, Baldwin's Co-ed School and Indus International School, Bengaluru. After a tough fight of 3 rounds, the teams that won the top honours were Indus International School, Bengaluru with the first place, Mahavir School, Kolkata at second, and Baldwin's Co-ed School, Bengaluru at third place. All right, it was not an easy task, quite a difficult one out there. 12 teams and finally 0 down to 3 winners. First, second, third, first Indus International, Bangalore. Yay to Bangalore. I know, woo, I was rooting for a Bangalore team as well. And then we have Mahavir School from Kolkata. Congratulations guys with the second place. Cheer for yourselves, man. And then we have 2 little boys here from, again from Bangalore. Awesome, you guys. Baldwin's Co-ed School, Raja Rajeshwari layout. Now, robotics. How intense is the subject? What did you think before making your design of the robot?
We looked at something that would increase our performance and ensure that we got the prize. Not just completing the task, but we had to have the edge over everybody else. Not only did we strive for perfection in our results, we also continually made modifications to our design and program so that we could always stand up above the rest.
What's your functions like? What was the edge that you had that made you win the first place? Because I saw a lot of robots getting stuck at a lot of hitches and glitches. How did yours go so smoothly, man?
I mean, it's all about the diligence that we put in our work. I mean, we all shared the burden. There was no overtaxing anybody, so we all had the equal responsibility to ensure our victory. And also, like, our bot went smooth because of the calculation and the perfection that we had made our program to. So we just say kudos to our knowledge, not to anything else.
Kudos to that. How long did you take to create your robot?
Well, we took about, I think, 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
And yeah, because there were so many corrections we had to make. Like we made it, then we tested it, and then made the correction, and then.
It's actually a pioneering thing that we're doing right now. As in this not only help the country in the future, but also it'll help inspire many people around our country to use certain similar concepts and implement technology in their ideas and curriculums.
All right, let's come to team 2. You won the second place. What do you think went wrong?
First of all, we didn't give that much of effort which we need to give for the robot to work for. We just took it very lightly, and that was our fault mainly. So just we failed it.
How old are you? All of the other boys are about 14, 15. You?
I'm 13 and 12.
12. Okay, you won the third place, and that's just a rock star attitude. Tell us your experience. What did you think behind making that robot of yours?
Okay, we wanted it to be fast so it could cover more distance at a time. We also wanted it to be more swift so it could take turns nicely. We did well, but only the first round we didn't do well. So we got the confidence that we should do it again. So the second and third we did very nice.
Wow. You guys won the third place. All the best for that. 2 Bangalore schools won the first place and the third place. We are very happy. I was totally rooting for Bangalore. Now, post this, they're going to be representing internationally at an international level competition. And that's when is the real deal. And that time we hope Bengaluru team does make it to the top. Well, all the best with that to all of them here. With camera person Ramesh, this is Nabila for News 9.